Hi everyone, it's Phil here from Ashland Leather, and I'm back again with another nice irregular sale. And this time it's our biggest irregular sale yet because we have the most items that I've ever put up at one time. I know that some people get a little bit frustrated when some of these wallets sell out before they even have a chance to check it out. So I thought I'd add a bunch of stuff today. And let's start off here with my favorite shell Cordovan color, the Amaretto Shell Cordovan on a Fat Herbie. This is the only one where you have multiples of a specific item. These all have pretty minor but all similar issues on all 5 of these. We had a little bit of extra finish come across the edge of the card holders here. It might be a little challenging to see it here, but there's some slight discoloration along the edges of the card holders. And let me give you a look at a couple others because we do have 5 of them. They all have that same similar issue with very light discoloration along the edges of the card holders. All right, we do have some other Fat Herbies other than those Amaretto. This first one here, let's take a look at the Black Dublin. Every irregular item in the sale has small inconsistencies. It might be in the leather itself, it might be in the stitching. Most of the time, many people have a hard time seeing them, but we sell them and I just can't sell it for full price. So we've got a nice Black Dublin going up, but we also have a Black Shell Cordovan, which you can probably immediately tell is much brighter and shinier. The Shell Cordovan is very much a mirror-like luster. I think if you look at the inside of that nice piece, and here's another black shell piece, but this is our double reverse variant. So double reverse means we have Shell Cordovan and reverse Shell Cordovan on the outside of the wallet, but we also have Shell Cordovan and reverse Shell Cordovan on the inside of the wallet. I really like that combination. Here's another cool one. I really like this Herbie. This is a natural chrome excel Fat Herbie, and this one has some really interesting sort of quilted effect on the outside here. These little bits of highs and lows in color. It's almost like a little patterning going on, but it's very flat and smooth. There's just some interesting bits of grain character on this particular wallet. All right, let's move down to the little brother of the Fat Herbie. This is the Tony the Ant, and I'll start off with the Amaretto Shell Cordovan Tony the Ant. You can see here, this one has one little scratch mark on the outside that makes this one irregular, and I just can't sell that for full price. But something like this, once you start to wear this wallet, that will blend in and fade in. It should even fade away completely just with normal use. And on the inside of this, we have a reverse Shell Cordovan interior. I actually prefer the reverse interior, so that's a nice piece to check out. Here's another Tony the Ant in English Tan Dublin. Take a look at the grain character on this guy. Really great color, really great leather texture. Kind of an epic grain going on for this guy. The reason that this one is irregular is we've got a little bit of extra wax that accumulated on the reverse side of this little middle interior piece, which is just not normally what we do. So I have to reduce the price on that guy. And here's another non-Shell Cordovan item. We've become known for the Shell Cordovan, but Horwood makes a lot of really nice leathers, including this natural chrome excel right here. This is the most popular chrome excel color right now. I've got several different pairs of shoes out of chrome excel, and I've actually worn many wallets in the chrome excel leather, and the natural is probably my favorite chrome excel color. It's like a nice neutral ivory sort of shade, a little bit more of a brown color on the surface, and then it has this bit of more of like an ivory pull-up color that's really nice. All of this you can sort of rub back in, and that color will come back to the surface color. And I'll give you a look at the inside of this guy also. All right, here's another classic. This is the color number 8 Shell Cordovan. It's like a dark brown burgundy shade. At some angles, it looks a little bit darker, a little bit more brown, and then if you spin it, sometimes the color turns a little bit more red. And it's just this is one of our parlor tricks that we do, sort of show off the directionality of the color in the Shell Cordovan. And if you take off the bill slot from the Tony the Ant, you're left with something that might look like this. And this is the Bugs Moran. This one here is in Garnet Shell Cordovan. This is the most red color that Horwood makes in the Shell Cordovan. This one has a couple little scuffs and scratches on the outside that might be hard to see. But again, when this is worn, that should blend in and wear in pretty nicely to the point where you might not be able to see it at all. And here's another Bugs Moran. This one is in the color 8 Shell Cordovan. Again, that classic Shell Cordovan color. The Bugs Moran has no bill slot in the back. We made this as a little bit more of a minimalist style for sort of a front pocket wearer in mind. And the reverse interior on this one is really nice. And there's sort of a nice counterpoint to that color 8 reverse with this guy here. This is a black Shell Cordovan on the outside with a black reverse Shell Cordovan inside. And I was admiring the random dye marks and just random color on the interior of this guy earlier. I'll give you a look at the outside. I've been kind of digging the black Shell Cordovan for the last few months. I just really like how the light sort of bounces and reflects off of this color. And let's bring out the Johnny the Fox next. There's some cool foxes in here. The first one here, this is a Color 8 marbled shell Cordovan. There's actually 2 of these wallets that will be up on 2 separate pages. One is a little bit more red and burgundy, and the other is a little bit more brown. This is the more red version here with that nice bit of marbling on the outside of this piece. And it has a really interesting sort of color shift. Depending on what angle you look at it, more of those orange tones appear. Sometimes more of the brown tones appear at other angles. This one has a mock horsehide interior, and this is just a color name, MOC for mock. It's like a light sand, sort of tan color. Let me give you a look at the other Color 8 marbled piece. This one is a little bit less red, and a little bit more brown. Still have great marbled texture in terms of color on the outside of this guy. And I'll give you a look at this inside of this one. This one has a weird little discoloration on the interior center piece right here that I don't like at all, so we're going to downgrade it for that. Here's a 100% natural Chrome Excel Johnny the Fox. I really like this piece, but there's some scratches on the outside left here that are not like our normal standards, so we're not going to sell this guy for full price. But we have natural Chrome Excel on the outside and natural Chrome Excel on the inside. I think this is one of our cleaner looking wallets. I really like the natural inside and out. Here is my favorite shell color, again, the Amaretto Shell. And there's really nothing wrong with this one other than the monogram. It might not be your initials. So this one is a GH on the outside. If your initials are GH, you might be able to pick up this one. I'm going to do this one and another monogram wallet for a little bit of an extra discount. So we've got Amaretto on the outside with a mock horsehide interior, monogram with GH. And here's another Johnny the Fox in a really nice blue shade. This is not the intense blue shell Cordovan, which is a little bit darker. This is the denim blue shell Cordovan. Sometimes that intense blue reads a little bit more of like a black in certain lights, but the denim blue definitely has more of an aqua tone to it with a mock horsehide interior for this guy. And the last Johnny the Fox, this is a really nice piece on the right side of the exterior. This is teal Latigo from Horween, and I really love this color combined with the black on the inside. So we got black on the inside with teal on the outside. And if you look closely, this grain character is super, super nice on the teal Latigo, except on the left side here. We've got a little bit of rotten grain, a little bit of character there that is not normal, and I don't really like that very much. But if you want to get your hands on the teal Latigo to try out how this one wears in, the result and the patina that accumulates on the teal Latigo is extra special. And here's a look at the inside. And I have 3 Capone money clips to show you. This first one here is, I'm imagining most people are going to want this one because this is a really nice piece of green shell Cordovan from Horween, which we don't get an awful lot of green shells. Take a look at how interesting that color is, depending on what angle you look at it. More light tones or dark tones appear. That is really nice. And we got a nice little Horween ink stamp cut into the inside of this Capone. Here's another one that I think people are going to be into. This is the Cigar shell Cordovan on the Capone money clip. That is a really nice neutral brown shade. It doesn't have that burgundy undertone that the Color 8 has. It's more of a true brown. And one last Capone. This one is another monogram piece. So if your initials are CRK, this one might be a good one for you. If you know somebody CRK, you can pick up this black Dublin Capone for a little bit of an extra discount. All right, we're going to wrap it up with the Frankie Enforcer. This is Color 8 Chrome Excel. Similar color to the Color 8 shell Cordovan. It's a little bit more red at some angles when compared to the shell Cordovan. And it's super nice, a really great feel on the Chrome Excel. Again, this one has some very minor inconsistencies. On the bottom right here, there's like little bits of dents that are kind of tough to see in the photos. Here's Amaretto Shell Cordovan again. It seems like we have a lot of Amaretto Shell in the wallets today. This is a really nice Frankie Enforcer. And the last one here, this is one that I thought looked really nice, even though there are some inconsistencies. So if you look closely, you might be able to see some very small scuffs and scratches, but this whiskey shell Cordovan piece is extra nice. There's something like it has a sort of glassy, almost a wet look to the luster on this guy. And each piece of shell is hand finished and a little bit different. So it's fun for me to see each and every one of them. You can see some more of those little scuffs and scratches on the back side of this whiskey Frankie Enforcer. So hopefully you enjoyed it. If you have any questions about these, definitely let me know. And I think the best thing to do is if you're trying to pick up one of these wallets, you might want to grab it and put it in your cart and buy it and then I can always refund you if you have any questions. These things tend to go quickly, and I'd rather you have an option to have it as opposed to losing out if you do have a question about something. We do have 5 of the Amaretto Shell Herbies, which I think has to be the stunner of the batch here. I just love that particular shell Cordovan color. So thanks again. Hope you have a great day, and take care.